Will the next Fed rate hike be the last? Every day we are assaulted by negativity. What are the three cancers of the mind? And then finally, let's talk about something that Airbnb, yes, folks, Airbnb says is happening in San Francisco. Alrighty, folks, this is the daily financial news for Friday, July 21st. Let's get into it. First, I read an article from a gentleman named Jay Shetty, Shetty. He is talking about the three cancers of the mind. Those three cancers are comparing, complaining, and criticizing. Folks, you have heard me undoubtedly talk about doomers and crash bros. I do that because I have seen, I have evidence, I have proof that if you allow just a little bit of negativity into your mind, it will poison the well. It will prevent you from doing the work. How many of you have heard doom and not done the work? How many of you have heard doom and not done the work? It happens. I know it does. You think it's not possible. You think it's too much of this. It's too much of that. It's not worth it. Trust me, folks. It's worth it. Folks, one of the reasons I wrote this amazing book, 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires, is I know for a fact it is worth it. But you don't have to believe me. I've got 15 unique stories in there that you can read from 15 other real estate millionaires. You have to protect the mind. The reason I wrote this book is because there is no other book like this. There is no book with 15 different stories that you can read, you can reread, and you can reread again so you know it's possible. Folks, the first 5 years are slow. They're slow for everyone. I wrote this book so you can find 3 or 4 or 5 stories and you could read them over and over again. Folks, I did that 20 years ago. It's there for you. So let's get into something that Airbnb says. Obviously, there's been a lot of kerfuffle around Airbnb being down 50% in different areas, whether that's true or not. Hopefully, the news reporters figure it out. But Airbnb themselves are talking about rates in San Francisco. Folks, prices for Airbnbs in San Francisco are down 40%. Night stays are down 29%. These are 2023 compared to 2019. Folks, lots of problems going on in San Francisco. It probably is no great surprise to you. But yes, folks, income in Airbnbs in San Francisco are down 40%. Let's get on to existing home sales. Existing home sales were reported Thursday. I kind of dove in on Friday. We went from 5.13 million sales last year to 4.16. That is down 19% year on year. I think the big question is, will we break below 4 million? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think sometime this year we will break below 4 million? The current cycle low is 4.02 million. So let me know. Do you think we're going to go below 4 million? It's possible, right? New listings down 25 to 30%. It's pretty tough out there. Something else we learned from existing home sales is 1/3. Yes, folks, 33% of homes are being sold above list price. Folks, I don't think there's any confusion that we have a bifurcated market. There's above the median and below the median. Below the median is on fire. Above the median, not so much. Ben Bernanke is talking about the next Fed rate hike. The next Fed rate hike will come on Wednesday. And Ben Bernanke is saying, you know what? Might be the last one. We need to watch the job market. The job market is still pretty hot. This is Bernanke's words, not mine. But he does think there's a good chance that the last rate hike will occur next Wednesday. We had some earnings last week on Friday to talk about. We had American Express, missed on revenue, but beat on earnings. AutoNation beat top and bottom. And then CSX missed on revenue and hit expectation on earnings. So earlier we talked about Jay Shetty and his 3 cancers of the mind. With that, I wanted to talk about, what vision do you have for your life? I think I've heard Dion say this over a dozen times. You will be alive in 5 years. What do you want? Do you want anything to be different? Your life perfect? What are you going to do to get there? Most of us want something better in 5 years. Maybe it's financial, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's health, maybe it's all, maybe it's none of those. But if it's financial, here are some things you could think about. Delayed gratification. Avoid impulse splurges or impulse spending. You need to avoid burnout. One of the things, again, not to bring up the same book, but it just plays in. I wrote this book for the person who's going, but getting stuck. I know how hard it is. You have those days, those weeks, that months where everything just goes wrong. I have 15 unique stories. I would ask you to read this book cover to cover and highlight what chapters hit home. They won't all hit home. Some of these are about, like Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin's stories in here. He house hacked with, or he did a 203K loan with his wife in Southern California. Maybe you're like Jason Pritchard and you're like, you know what? I hate my corporate job. I'm going to burn the bridge and go all in. We got all those stories in here. So again, you could buy it on Amazon. There's a link below. If you use the link below, it'll take you to that. You can also get it on Audible. If you have Audible, if you ever wanted Audible, you can use the link below. You actually get to listen to Dion from Dion Talk. He actually narrated this book. How cool is that? Other thing we talk about is Barry Ritholtz, CIO of Ritholtz Wealth Management. He is saying, believe it or not, the Fed needs to cut rates today. Lots of people think the Fed's going to raise. Barry is saying, no, 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 no. Inflation is already falling. He needs to cut rates to impact shelter costs. It's an interesting point. I don't know that I agree, but at least it's an interesting idea. You want to help inflation come down in shelter, lower rent or lower rates. So again, so houses maybe not go up. Again, I don't agree with this, but this is Barry's opinion. Rising rates don't address rising rents or availability of homes. Barry's point is we need more homes. Right now, new listings are down 30%, transactions at 4 million. Barry's point is if you want more homes, you have to have lower rates. To which point I say, Barry, prices will go up. Haven't we learned that already? But anyways, I thought it was an interesting. And then the last thing, I don't know if you saw this, but the Dow Industrial, the 30 stocks has on a 10-day win streak. Yes, the Dow has been up 10 days in a row. 10 days in a row. Wow. That's the longest streak since 2017. All right, folks, daily financial news. We do it live 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday, which I take off. I still bring you the news. I just record it on Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.